coach yet, but.
How's it feel to be back in Syracuse, Joe?
Oh, it was awesome. Saw a lot of people that, I created a relationship for 4 years, even more for a lot of them. And just to be here and be able to see them have smiles on the face before and after the game, it was great. And, I love my time here, and I love the people here, so it was a good time to be back.
How did you manage the emotions of being back?
Yeah, being the fifth year, it kind of helps. Obviously you don't really set yourself up for this. You never think or imagine you're going to come back to, where you played for 4 years, your alum, and going to play against them in their crowd. I had a lot of people around me we didn't really talk about it. Being in the midst of a season, you're kind of taking it day by day, and I haven't thought about it really up until this point. And to come back here and get a win was a lot of fun.
Joe, when you look at 2,000 points happening here
Yeah.
in your old home and getting exactly there, came over in 1982 and got 18, just how poetic this night is.
Yeah, God works in mysterious ways, and I've always said it, and He really came through tonight, and it was a lot of fun. I hadn't really thought about much 2000. Quite honestly, I knew it was in reach, before the season. Had all things gone to plan, and to have it here, I'm at a loss for words. I really don't know how, what to say, it's just crazy how it all works out.
Did you know you were that close when you went to the free throw line last time?
No, I had no idea, and I'll say that with a straight face, and till I'm blue in the face, I put that on everything. I really had no idea.
A lot of family coming in from Glens Falls, just in a different section where you're used to seeing them. What was that like today?
Yeah, that was the weirdest part. I think when I was even in the transfer portal, and a lot of the some ACC coaches started recruiting me, and then I'll ultimately commit to Clemson. I think I always said the weirdest thing was going to be seeing them in the other side, and I've seen where my parents sat for 4 years, and to see them on the other side was definitely pretty weird, but got used to it as the game was going on.
Did you expect that to?
Yeah.
What did that mean to you? What was that?
Jared's my guy. He's recruited me since my freshman year of high school. I built a great relationship with him. He's the one that's taught me, dang near everything I know in college basketball, and someone that I've always looked up to. So I got a great relationship with him. I still talk to him weekly. And again, ironically, he was leaving Mello as we were going into shoot around yesterday, so I saw him there too. So that's my guy for life, and he's done a lot for me.
Did you expect to have to shush the crowd after one of the threes? And what did you think of just the overall response?
Yeah, I didn't think too much of it. I just kind of, I'm an emotional player, no matter where I'm at. And, had I been in another crowd, even somewhere else who was booing me, I probably would have done the same thing. So it was nothing personal, but glad they had their fun and we had our fun.
Joe, what did it mean to you that as you were being booed in the pregame, your teammates were visibly cheering for you?
Yeah, it was awesome. These guys have been great. They've acted like I've been there for 4 years already, and took me in since I've stepped foot on campus. So, the teams that are the best off the court are usually the best on the court, and that's what we got here at Clemson. We have a great locker room. A lot of guys who love playing together, love hanging out together, and just being one team.
Coach just said that you always have a special place for Syracuse, but now you got the Clemson jersey on. What these 4 years mean at SU, and now when you put on that jersey?
SU means everything to me. They gave me a chance, right out of high school. Obviously, Coach Boeheim playing for a Hall of Famer. You don't get to do that every day. You don't get to do that everywhere. That he gave me a chance, and especially being someone from New York, I would always follow Syracuse basketball. So to be able to put on that jersey for 4 years is a blessing in disguise. Something I'll remember forever and be thankful for forever. But again, going to a new school, you kind of get the same thing somewhere else. Although it's just for a few months. Like I said, these guys have taken me in, and I've seen how passionate the Clemson Tigers are, from fans included, community. They support them no matter what, and have taken me in like one of their own.
Joe, what was your view of how Syracuse guarded you in the matchup that you had out there?
Yeah, it's kind of like any other game. You just kind of go into it. You try and feel it out. Obviously, they got a lot of athletes who are really good at getting passing lanes, really good at stealing the ball, and put a lot of pressure on the offense. So I kind of knew that going into the game. And again, those guys were my teammates for a year. So it was nothing personal. We were all just going out there trying to have a good time, trying to win the game, and they had a good game plan. And it was a great game, great to be a part of.
Joe, you've got a lot of friends and family here, but was there anybody here today that surprised you, or maybe this was special by making their appearance?
My grandma, she doesn't really go to games. She doesn't really get out of the house. She, obviously, throughout my 4 years, she would come, once or twice a year maybe. But to have her here, obviously it's harder for her to get to Clemson. So to have her here, that was awesome. I know she always watches all the games. But to have her in person was awesome.
Joe, 4 late free throws, couple of clutch moments down the stretch. What goes through your mind during those, tighter moments when the game's on the line?
Just win the game. You know, I mean, any competitor just wants to go out and win the game. And, you know, since a young age, even back in high school, I've always kind of been the one that likes to, you know, take those big shots and take those get those ball in those moments. And I think going way back to those days, it kind of prepared me for even a bigger stage. It's just a bigger moment, a bigger stage. So, you know, I love kind of playing in those moments, and so do a lot of other guys on our team actually, who have had, you know, different moments this year where they've gotten clutch buckets or clutch free throws. So, but it's just something I kind of like to do, and you know, want to be relied upon to, you know, help my team win.
Joe, how does it feel to be at Jim Boeheim's old podium?
I was gonna say I'm not coaching yet, so it's a little weird to be up here. But you know, Coach, like I said, Coach Boeheim, you know, I still text him here and there too, and you know, he's a legend. He gave me a chance to play at the, you know, Division I level and play for my hometown school. So I owe a lot of credit to Coach Boeheim. He made me a better man and a better player, and you know, I'll talk to him for forever.
And just from afar, how do you think Adrian Autry's done with this team in his first year?
Unbelievable. You know, it's never easy following someone up like Coach Boeheim. And, you know, going in there, adapting to the team. A lot of guys, obviously, that he coached last year. But and coming into a storied program like this with a storied coach that just retired is never easy. But he's done an unbelievable job. And, you know, obviously the rest of the staff as well. Just kind of adapting to a new style of play and trying to create his culture has been awesome.
Joe, at the very end of the game, what was it like taking those last couple steps on the dome core and just kind of taking it all in?
It was surreal. You know, I never, you know, imagined coming back and playing another game on this court. But to have that opportunity, it was awesome. I loved it. And just to go through that handshake line, shake hands with a lot of my former teammates, former coaches, it was awesome. And to just be in this arena was great.
Joe, when you look at the fact that Coach Brownell said that everything you've done at Syracuse is something, but now Clemson is home,
Yeah.
and he wants you to be connected with him for the next 40 years. Just what it means that Clemson took a chance on you and heavily recruited you in the portal.
Coach Brownell is a great relationship guy. You know, that's what he kind of wants. He even preaches that to us each and every day. He wants us coming up, walking through the office, talking, just saying hello, even if it's not about basketball. And I think that's what I loved so much about him in the recruitment process, is that he was so adamant about that. And he wanted someone that he's going to be able to, you know, talk to, like you said, for the rest of your life. And, you know, basketball is a fraternity almost. And, you know, you get to make these relationships with people. And to have a relationship with Coach Brownell, who many people don't realize he's like the third longest tenured coach in the ACC now. And he's a legend in his own right. So I've been able to play for two great coaches that, you know, I'm lucky to have a relationship with both.
Did you provide any insight to Coach Brownell through the week about the tendencies of your real teammates?
No, I kind of let them handle that. You know, they know a lot more than I do about basketball. You know, obviously, if you ask me a question here and there, I give them, you know, what I thought or what I knew. And other than that, you know, I'm trusting what their game plan is each and every game because our coaches work so hard. You know, they watch so much film, they work so hard, they spend countless hours in the office. If you don't trust them, it's kind of on you. So I'm going to trust those guys, you know, in every game.
I have time for one more.
What are your plans for the rest of the night?
One more thing about it. We know you're an emotional player and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of kept it under control today, but that one time there with that three-pointer, you turned around and you put your, you did a little shush there. What went through your mind with that?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, just an emotional guy. I just want to go out there and win. I'm a competitor. I love winning. And, you know, sometimes when momentum's shifting another way and, you know, you try and get it back shifting to you, just shows in your emotions and shows with your, you know, physicality.
You know, back kind of close to home on this Saturday, I was wondering if you had any plans in Syracuse for the rest of the night.
I wish, man. I wish. No, unfortunately, we, you know, got to fly right back right now. But it'll be good to get back to Clemson. And obviously, it's an emotional day. I'm glad we won. But again, you got kind of turn the page. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Good to see you all.